is this game like this? Welcome back. As we saw in the previous clip, I need name tags for the current vault. Now, if we pull out name tag, one of the guaranteed ways to do it is Botania. We don't have Botania. We need to run vaults to get Botania. One of the other ways to get it is out of dungeon chests. And, well, I mean, I guess we could try to go for this, but that also involves finding a lot of stuff. And it's going to be very time consuming. And the last, villager trades. And unfortunately, well, as we all know, I have no villagers, much less any librarians. And I've gone flying around to try and find librarians in the neighboring villages, and there aren't any. You can even see that I've got some emeralds from my previous attempts at this, so we're going to be stuck on this for a while, and that means today is probably going to be an emergency build phase. And I think we might try building a villager breeder. I don't think I'm going to get this done all in one day, just because I don't really do things with villagers typically. The last thing I made a villager anything for was, like, I'm pretty sure an auto farm in 1.16, like a very simple auto farm, and that was so long ago. Anyway, I'm gonna figure out what I want to do today, and it's either going to be dungeon hunting, which is less likely because that's just so much more time consuming and much more luck based, or villager breeding. And if I do that, that means I'm also going to have to make a whole heck ton of lecterns because we need librarians. And I guess also farmers, but I also need to figure out where I want to put this, because if it's going to be in my village, then I have to take at least 2 villagers from neighboring villages, and if it's going to be in a neighboring village, I have to figure out where I want to build it. So I might even hop over into the creative world, build out the breeder, and then figure out what I want to do from there. So I'll cut to after the jump with whatever I've decided to do. Okay, you can clearly see that I've, technically speaking, opted to do the dungeon route, and oh, I can actually see there's a zombie villager somewhere over in that direction thanks to my minimap, but I've elected to do the dungeon route, and we've technically already been here to some degree, because this is the end portal dungeon, and I don't think I've looted everything out of here. I would think that I would have picked up something as important as name tags, but who knows, maybe I haven't. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, let me be smart about this. I want to mark where my end portal is because I've lost it several times. So the point that I'm driving at, that I keep not getting to, is that I briefly looked into whether or not it would be easy to just build a trading hall and then populate it with villagers and do all that stuff. And I started getting into it in creative mode because at this point I have forked a creative instance of this world. And basically, what I discovered is that, yeah, no, I've not actually built one of these things before. And I am looking at using Mumbo Jumbo's Season 7 Villager Trading Hall design, because it should still work in 1.18. I don't even remember what version that season is in, but I know for a fact that it's after 1.14. Oh, right! I got used to having creative flight, but you know what? We can now take advantage and grab the diamonds that were here that I saw during my end run. So, I think I can use Mumbo's Villager Trade Hall because that was at least past 1.14, and I don't think the village mechanics have really changed since then. As far as I'm aware, please correct me down below. But, so I'm going to use his trade hall design because I think I like it the most and it'll fit into my village. And then I found a villager breeding hall design that, or a villager breeder design that I think will very simply tie in to my village as well. And I'm going to put that closer to the center, and then villagers should, theoretically, just pathfind into the trading hall when they're ready for a profession, at least with a modification to the design that I have in mind. So yeah, I decided that in the spirit of Vault runs a daily, that a dungeon run a day, trying to look for this stuff, or multiple dungeon runs a day to look for this stuff, could be the way to go. It's just the most in the spirit of the series, in my personal opinion. And so I'm going to be splitting my efforts. I'm going to be doing a lot of the creative building off camera, and then I'll test to make sure the design actually still works. Or that it works the way I think it should. Oh, right, this is how I got here. Which is silly, because that's not how I needed to get here. There was already a way that I could get there. So, I'm going to be doing testing villager stuff in creative. And because we have the schematic cannon, we'll easily be able to paste the finished design into the overworld once we are good and done. So I'm going to do the testing in creative mode. That's like the third time I've said that. Then paste it in using the schematic cannon, and then we'll have the arduous task of bringing villagers over. And yeah, so I'm going to do the testing in creative. What else did I want to say about this process? No, I also said that I had to move the villagers, and that's about it. Yes, there we go. I've recently been, also watching videos about this stuff because, as you are well aware, we are currently landlocked, which means that any kind of boat-based maneuvering is going to suck. So I found this alternate method of moving villagers that basically involves you get them away from the village so that they lose their profession, and then you can use profession job stations or whatever to bait them to go in a line, and basically just Hansel and Gretel that sauce. Or not Hansel and Gretel, Pied Piper of Hamelin? Not quite. The point is you just leave the trail of breadcrumbs and expect them to follow, and I think this dungeon doesn't really have anything else for us, so I'm going to go to the other dungeon that I think I'm aware of, and hopefully we'll get just a little bit more going on there. Okay, now the second dungeon, I don't know if it'll work because this is a modded dungeon, but it is something that I'm very aware of, and I first have to find... Where's my way marker? Polar bears, that's not it. Where's my marker? Northerly Village, AE2 Meteor, Broken Portal, Tough Deep Slate. Where are you? Ah, there you are. Okay, Ice Spire Structure, that's the one I'm targeting. Now, there should be a dungeon in the base of this thing, or inside this thing, and I've already been up to the top. That's how I got my very first diamond, headpiece or whatever. But as far as I'm aware, there should be a dungeon inside of it. I just don't know how we get there. Yep, this is the only place where there's an interior. Oh, found it. I think I found it. Oh yeah, I've totally found it. I really should have brought some form of light. But I'm pretty sure this is the way in. Yeah, that's a dungeon. Oh, those are strays. This is a most peculiar dungeon. Now the question is, does this count in terms of loot tables and vanilla dungeons, or is this just Also, what's up with all the water? Am I gonna have to clear all this stuff out? I hope not. My goodness. What is this? Oh! Oh, am I just underwater? Is this whole thing just underwater? Yeah, okay, that's the problem. This whole thing's just underwater. Okay, this is an interesting structure and all. And I might potentially steal the sea lanterns because I don't have an easy source of prismarine just yet, other than go and kill guardians. Aha, here we go. Yeah, I'm not seeing any form of oh, well, no, barrels. Barrels are lootable. Barrels are lootable, but this doesn't appear to be populated with the normal loot table stuff, so I gotta imagine we have to find a proper vanilla dungeon. But this is still good to know. I mean, for future reference, but... Aha. Zombie spawner. I'm gonna note this down too. What is this, 46? Great waypoint. 46. B spawner. And if this doesn't count towards vanilla lootable stuff, then I'm probably... Oh, silverfish spawner. Great, that's useless. Yeah, okay, we're getting away from that. So if this doesn't count towards vanilla loot requirements, then I think we'll probably cut this too. Okay, I'm gonna need to find another place to loot. And that probably means that I am going to have to find... Well, okay, there is one other place that I can think of that we can loot, and we are going to have to return home for it, in fact. Now, we want to head down to... Is it this level? No, a little bit lower. We want to head down to this level, because there is something very crucial that I don't think I've actually explored yet, which is to say, the mineshaft that's in my own base. I've done a little bit of looking around here, and the thing is, I just don't think I've looted all of the chests or been particularly thorough, so we're gonna try doing just that. Ooh, that's a lot of torches. Okay. Take the name tag. Alright, that's 1 out of 10. That feels so bad. Ooh, nope, still fluorite. And I guess because we have torches, we might as well put them in our bar. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is something. The solution is definitely going to end up being the villager trading hall, but that's not really in the spirit of Vault Day, whereas I think random dungeon looting totally is. And the fact that we have even one name tag after that is, frankly, I will take it. Aha, I think I found a spawner. Potentially. I'm gonna explore all the other offshoots first. Alright, spawner it is. Yep, that is in fact a spawner. And I'm gonna light it up, light it up, light it up, light it up, light it up. Light it up, light it up, light it up. Oh yeah, there we go, perfect. Mana steel ingots, oh wow. Okay, that's quite the haul. You know what, I'm gonna get rid of my ice. I'm gonna get rid of all this bow and rotten flesh stuff that I've... Ooh. Can you stack? No, music discs don't stack. Interesting, good to know. Get rid of that because we have a farm for that. I'm going to hold on to the bones because they are rather slow. Going to get rid of the redstone dust because we have that in deep slate form. And let's see, I think I pick up the gunpowder because I already have it. Coal, we pick up the discs because discs are useful. And also just kind of fun to have. Technically speaking, I only need one of them, but... Oh yeah, and I've only looted the one. Yeah, there we go. Second name tag! Alright, this was worth it. And I'm disappointed I didn't think to just try looking under my very feet first. But this is nice. This is good. The only thing that I regret is that I should have made another shulker box because I elected to just leave it behind and not do anything with it. There must be a zombie spawner nearby. Like a second zombie room. Something like that, I think. Yes, there is double spawners. And if I were playing vanilla, this would be much more good / interesting. Okay, minus 23. Create waypoint. Zambo spawner. Minus 23. Boop. Excellent. Love to see it. Third name tag. Wow. And here I was going in here all, being a doomer or whatever. Technically speaking. Very pessimistic. Ooh. Another music disc. Gonna trade out one of our gold ones. Fourth name tag! Wow. Okay. And a gapple. Excellent. What do I want to get rid of for that? Heh. Alright. Sorry, iron ingot. There we go. There we go. That's nice. Lovely. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. Fairly productive emergency build phase. Now, the thing is, I feel like there is surely some other spawn room nearby that I just am not fully aware of yet. Maybe? But I'm just going to do some extra poking around, and if I happen to get more name tags, then... that will be in the video. And if I don't happen to get more name tags, then that, we'll just pop straight to the outro. Well, as far as getting ourselves unstuck, getting 4 out of 10 name tags in one day is pretty dang good, considering I don't have any infrastructure with which to do that. Now that said, build phase, I was originally going to work on my windmill for create and all that whatnot, and, you know, spruce up some of the mineshafts, and I might still do the mineshaft bit, because I've already got it built out. But my new objectives changed from doing the windmill to making a villager breeder and trading hall, so that's going to happen probably in build phase, maybe one of these emergency build phases, because, in the event that I don't get any more dungeon luck, then we're going to be SOL, and I'm going to need a guaranteed method of getting name tags, but that is going to do it for today's emergency build phase. Let me just pop these in here. Oh yeah, that's satisfying. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and click that bell to be notified, and as always, I'm looking forward to your feedback in the comments below. And with that, I will catch you on the flip side. Thanks for watching, everybody.